Hi, I'm James Baker, founder of James Baker and Associates and international tax expert slash entrepreneur. And this clip you're about to see is from our last Ask Me Anything. If you want to ask me some questions, I come on live Wednesdays and Thursdays as much as I can. You can join with the link in the description below. I'd love to see you there, but let's get to the clip.
Hi there. I have a question regarding FDAP income, fixed determinable annual or periodic income. I've read articles about the classification of SaaS software, and since my product does not constitute an actual transfer computer program, it seems the business is either provision of service of a lease, and he's referencing 7701, the definitions. To my understanding, rental income from a lease is a U.S. SORP FDAP income where the users are based unless applicable treaty. Would the provision of services be ECI or FDAP in the case of a SaaS service? If I earn income that is classified as FDAP, would I have to withhold taxes given I do not have permanent establishment in the U.S.? Well, my man Bence, you have done a lot of research. I hope you've been spending a lot of time reading about this stuff. It's the worst. That's a great question. The question is basically, are SaaS fees or software fees considered FDAP income? From my understanding and from the practical application, FDAP income is U.S. source income. Let me pull up the definition of FDAP income. And the idea is that your SaaS software, unless you own servers located in the U.S. That you own by yourself, I don't think it's an issue. If you're renting it, if you're using Amazon Web Services or whatever, then it shouldn't be an issue because it's not yours. So it says FDAP income, tax at a 30% or treaty rate applies to FDAP income or gains from U.S. sources, but only if they're not effectively connected with your U.S. trade or business. So I get that FDAP is a very common thing that I'm talking about all the time. Rental property income such as rents or other gains from the sale of real property. So that's what it says on the website. Real property income such as rents or other gains from the sale of real property. If you look at the definition of real property, I'm not going to go into too big of a rabbit hole like you've done. We can write a memo. If you have a big business and you want to get this done officially, we can do a memo about it. But for the purpose of this call, I wouldn't consider a SaaS like software real property. I'm going to Google search it. Is software. To the extent that an intangible asset is established under GAAP as a result of an acquisition of real property or an interest of real property derives its value from real property is separated from that real property, is not produced or Joe's Neil. Okay, so licenses and permits. Examples. It's really something connected to land. Natural products of land, water space super adjacent to land, sculptures, shelters, warehouses. Data center. REIT F owns a building it leases to a tenant, operates the building as a tenant. Yeah, it's real stuff. So software as a service on this quick review, I wouldn't consider that real property. It's inherently digital property, intangible property. A website's an intangible asset, a trademark, a patent, stuff that just exists in the sky and I cannot hold is not real property. So I don't think that this would apply. You wouldn't have FDAP income. You might have sales taxes in certain places. You might, depending on how it's marketed and stuff, you might have to deal with royalties if you're using different wholesalers. For example, if it's a SaaS and you have an agreement with a US based company and they're licensing it for you, they might withhold taxes if they consider it a royalty because they're doing the work. But in general, if you're selling a SaaS software, it's not the US source, it's not FDAP income, it has nothing to do with well, it could be US source if you're selling to US people, but it wouldn't be a US trade or business. And I don't think you have anything to worry about. I'm happy that you've done so much research and that you're really interested in this stuff. But it's always I wish I had a big business. I think I follow what you once called lean methodology. Well, a lot of people. Well, thanks for following. So to follow The guy Ben's asked him the question, says he's just starting everything. So a little caveat from this, like if you are into SaaS, you are running a SaaS business, you are doing some kind of software business, you're just getting started. And when you start a new business, it is always lean until you start making some money, and then you can invest into it. Most people don't invest a bunch of money when they're starting a business. They start and they start doing some kind of service or some kind of product, and they make money and they reinvest into the business. So everyone starts out lean in the beginning. So I wish you the best of luck with your SaaS. Software as a service is great. We all love software, and once you scale it, you don't have to do too much work. It runs itself.